Have you ever thought when you die you'll never wake up again, no matter how many thousands of years it takes? There will be no more you in this world. That's why you're so scared and terrified. The reason why people are afraid of death. The biggest reason is that we don't know where we'll go after death. So where do people go after death? Watch this video carefully. May change your perception of life. Next, from the real cases in history. Experience what happens after death. Especially the experience of the third scientist will change your perception. In 1983, Al-Busi, a mountain climber, lost his footing and fell into a valley, but was fortunately saved by a crooked tree growing on a cliff. After being rescued, he was close to death due to the impact of the fall. When he was revived in the hospital, he told those around him he saw a brilliant halo of light, and his life was like a movie, playing in that halo. Even the scene of his birth appeared clearly. And then there was Anne Talley, who had a near-death experience. When she awoke, she said, "I was lying in a hospital bed dying. I felt like I had entered another world that was very real. Even the fear was gone. I'd been living in fear all my life, especially during the 4 years I was dealing with cancer. It was like I was waking up to cancer every morning. But then the fear was gone. In that near-death state, I could clearly hear the doctor talking to my husband and hear the doctor's pessimistic description of my condition. I even saw my brother flying back to see me. The first two were dragged back from the doorway of the other world, but this one was in the other world for 50 minutes. Murray Ross is an astronomer, a typical atheist. At the age of 32, he was struck by a rare disease. He was pronounced dead due to lack of research. But 50 minutes after he was pronounced dead, he miraculously came back to life. When he woke up, he described it like this. "At first, I felt like I was in a dark place. I saw a point of light in front of me, so I walked forward. When I entered the point of light, I realized it was actually a tunnel. The tunnel was like a shuttle. It took me to a whole new world. There's a meadow here, and all kinds of flowers. It's very beautiful. The world was so real, I could feel my feet on the grass. Then a group of men in white suits came by. One of them asked me why I was here. I said I didn't know. Then they were going to take me to a big mountain. Before they got to the mountain, I saw my dead family. At that moment, I suddenly felt a mysterious force dragging me along. Then I went back to the hospital bed. I saw my parents crying by the bedside. I was so excited that when I got up to hug them, I realized that I passed through their bodies. I turned my head. I saw myself in the hospital bed. That's when I realized I was really dead. Then I sadly thought of my sister, who cared for me. She was still on her way. I haven't seen her for the last time, but I didn't realize that just as I thought about it. I was next to my sister on the plane, and I could hear her praying in sorrow. I was amazed by my ability to travel. To prove it, I traveled back to my childhood to solve a mystery that had been bothering me for a long time, when I was a child. My sister and I were in a dangerous car accident. A drunk driver was came at us in a crooked car. In the nick of time, I don't know what pushed us, so that we woke up and got out of the way of the car. When I first crossed the line, I saw my sister and me when we were kids, and that car. I didn't think anything. I ran straight at them and pushed them out of the way. Then when the car came at me, I woke up completely. Listening to the accounts of these 3 dying people, they all went to a magical place, although the descriptions were different. But after they woke up, they all cherished the life in front of them more. They cared more about the people around them. Perhaps only after experiencing death can one realize how precious life is. If you had experienced such a crossing, what kind of life would you choose to live? Welcome to comment.